All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is what day it is again?
It is May 11th, and then what?
2020.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, May 11, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host Chris.
Hello, hello. It is me, Pokemon Trigger, please.
Hey, we got the Trigger Boy at the house once again. All right, so once again, we are here to talk about some Pokemon Go news and updates, and of course to rant about the good and bad things in Pokemon Go. But that is how we do things. All right, let's hope that we can actually get into today's research topics. But Chris, before we start in this beautiful one more day here, how's your week been, my good man?
It's been a fabulous week for Pokemon Go, man.
Yeah.
They've been giving us events every single day. I mean, part of it is because we paid, but hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting and fun week for sure. A lot of stuff to talk about. A lot to reminisce because there's just been a lot of things that we wanted it to happen this weekend, but it didn't. But we'll get to it when we talk about it during the podcast. Real quick, I'm just gonna go ahead and say hi to the chat. Deadly Kacha, Gaming Zombie, of course, the Trigger Boy here is here, and Payne. Thank you very much for joining us to all of us. Actually, before we begin and before we actually do say that, I do want to congratulate Chris for being affiliated in his Twitch channel. Yay, Chris!
I can only thank my following. They've been very cool.
Yes.
Okay, why do people keep... Oh my gosh.
You never know until you guys start getting people to come around and things like that. That's the fun part about streaming, and I think you'll love it once you get more viewers, more and more every single day, and you'll see it will get intense at one point, but you'll get it.
Oh yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we got that out of the way and put that aside for the end of the podcast, of course. We're going to go ahead and get into today's research topic. But first, since Chris already mentioned it, do you want to go ahead and talk about the first research topic?
Yes, sir. So the most exciting one for us has definitely been, I believe it was yesterday, too, the Safari Zone for Philly.
You believe it was yesterday?
It
was yesterday, so...
Okay. I thought it was, but I was like, did I skip a day?
I don't know how you can skip Sunday to Monday.
It feels like a week in between, man. It feels like a week.
All right. So yes, Safari Zone Philly was this weekend, and of course, everybody who got their tickets was able to play from home since the cancellation or the postponation of it. Basically, spawns going all over the place, crazy hatches, some good bonuses, and some good shinies to talk about for sure. But Chris, can you tell me what was your best and most favorite moment of your Safari Zone experience at home?
I'd say the best part had to be when I believe the second Zangoose I clicked on was a shiny. And I was like, thank goodness I do not have to worry about getting a shiny Zangoose, because I was stressing out thinking I wasn't going to get at least one of the regionals, like each of the regionals at least. I don't know. That was my biggest worry. So at least knowing I had Zangoose under my belt made my day.
Yes, Zangoose was one of the most sought off ones here for our community, or our Safari Zone experience. For me, in respect for it, I actually I took technically the day off, but it was Mother's Day for our gameplay. For anybody who's listening and whoever's listening to the podcast in the future, happy Mother's Day. You're actually recording this a day afterwards, but either way, thank you very much for all the mothers out there for doing all the hard work for us, because we wouldn't be here without them.
That's true.
That's true. And of course, I had to spend it with the family. I did say that I was going to be a very quarantine-like Safari Zone for me. So me and my parents went to my brother's place. We hang out there almost the entire day. And there's no spawns unless you put an incense on. So So I had to run one for the entire day. Luckily, there were 8 hours, so that was actually a nice little addition to it, since I didn't have to worry about putting one in after the other. Although you can stack them up now. It was nice for all of us because of the reason of 8 hours. So I ran through it the entire time. I was make sure that my phone was on the entire time, even though I was taking care of my little nephew every now and then. I had my Go Plus running, and I basically just like waited for the spawns to happen, so I know which one I was trying to click on. I know I missed a good amount of them just because the rotation on the instance was so quickly that it was really hard to check one Pokemon, catch it, and then go to the next Pokemon before it respawned. I was like, holy crap, I can't do it. Sometimes I can't do it. So sometimes I let luck decide for me. And I had a few instances where I had a shiny run. Unfortunately, I had 2 instances when it happened. Shiny Ponyta, which I already had one, so I kind of wish I was able to finish the family there, but I couldn't do it. And then I had a shiny Meryl right on me. Luckily, I redeemed myself with 2 extra shiny Meryls at the end afterwards.
That's good.
So I was able to technically complete the family. I still need the baby one, but unfortunately, there's no baby one spawning in X anytime soon. So kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's kind of nice. So I do have my haul here for you guys. I started off with the shiny Bolter, which you actually get guarantee on the research itself. That is guaranteed for anybody who had a ticket holder and finished up the special research for the day. The second shiny I did get, though, was the shiny Zangoose. So technically, that was my first shiny of GoFest. Because it wasn't a guarantee. It was the one that, you got to click on, which I was super happy about because it was one of the shinies that I missed last time. It was just one of those where I'm just like, it's going to take forever for me to actually get it again. Things like that, So it was nice. I got it. Then it went on with some shiny Horsey. Shiny Pikachu with a hat, the one for the Safari Sun, which is the last Safari Sun of the year. Until further notice. Some Janmas, Mr. Mine, which was nice. It's another regional shiny. I did have one Mr. Mine shiny from the annual celebration that they had, so I was able to hatch one before the event. But it was kind of nice to have a couple extra bargains for the next few days.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
More shiny Horsey. I was so happy when I got another shiny Vulpix, Alolan Vulpix. Woo! That was I love that shiny. I gotta say that Alolan Vulpix is just a beautiful shiny. Even though it's just a recolor palette of the original one, That's the only...
Like, it's more noticeable when it evolves, is what I would say.
Definitely, but it feels a little better than... For some reason, just, I don't know, Alolan Vulpix is just beautiful in itself. Way more beautiful than his Cantonian version. I don't know why. I just feel like it is. Some shiny Bronson, since I'm pretty sure that Chris wants to go ahead and train me a couple of them.
It's actually funny. I did get my own Bronzor this event.
Well, I got the family completed, and I got one extra, of course. And then another shiny Meditite, which was nice because I already had my family there. A Barboach was actually pretty nice to get as a shiny. And I actually Go Blast this one. So it was actually kind of nice to see that.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
Barboach.
Yeah, no Barboach? No Barbooch?
No Babooch.
No Babooch? No Babooch? It's a good idea, though.
Sort of my number. Oh, wait, no. I guess that wouldn't be a good way to do it.
Last shiny, of course, we got was a Swablu. And then after that, it went... that was how it is. I think 16 shinies for me, although a lot of people can actually say that they got like 30 or 60.
Yeah.
But I can't complain. It was pretty good to go through. And it was actually nice because, unfortunately, for the last 3 or 4 events, I've been on a drought. I haven't really got any good shinies from any events since it. Mostly because I never get the chance to. And especially now the quarantine, it's a thing right now. The last good shiny I got was the shiny Shinx. At 420.
That's a beauty too, though.
It is a beauty, but it's one of the shinies that I don't need it anymore. But again, it was just like throughout the events, if I haven't gotten Sudowoodo, I haven't gotten I don't know what else other shiny has been released in the last few months, in the last month or so. It's been more specific shinies that you can get because they're boosted. Abra, Snubull. Sentret from the Incense Day last time, Meditite from Raid Hour, even though it's not boosted, but you still get to see a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, just an Oddish and Apen, and then I don't know. I don't know where my shiny luck is. I think it's just locked away in the events itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But Chris, can you tell me what is your hold for the Safari Zone?
So I ended up pulling in 20 shinies.
Ooh.
I think the most rare ones would technically be the regionals. I ended up pulling 2 of each of the regionals.
Nice.
And 3 of the Pikachus. So I can definitely get some trade bargains in there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure that there's somebody. We're not gonna need James or name's Tom, and I'm pretty sure you're looking for a shiny hat, Tom. So
basically, yeah. I thought that Sunkern was a shiny for a second.
Yeah, it looked shiny for a second, but it wasn't.
Every time, man.
Every time.
But yeah, I think other than that, I think the rarest one I got was I did actually get a double Voltorb.
Ooh.
So, like, other than the guaranteed, I did get another one, so I don't have to worry about that family anymore.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I understand. I mean, Voltorb is also a nice blue shiny. I like the blue shinies for sure. Gold and blue is probably my best colors out there. But if there's any red shinies, like real red shinies, I'd probably go hunt for them.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. I think Garupi is like the only one I can really think of.
I will have to actually look into the list of red shinies. But
out of the event, which one do you think you wanted to get the most?
Definitely Sangus. It's mostly because it was a regional and it was one of those ones that you completely feel like you need it for that reason.
Or you gotta trade for it.
Definitely. If not, you gotta trade for it or wait for another event. Especially since the regionals are like the most harder ones to get now. It would have been nice to get like a shiny Lunatone or something from the older Safari Zones, but I don't know. I felt like our own Safari Zone had a nice little addition to it. And did you get any extra ruffles? Ruffles, I think? Rufflets, yeah.
I was actually very disappointed with the Rufflets.
Yeah, they were not spawning as much as they were advertising it for sure.
Well, they weren't spawning like at all,
I have one spawn. Luckily, one extra spawn.
I think you get one? I think
you do get one from the special research.
Like you have one spawn from the photo bomb. You have one from the research.
I forgot about the photo bomb the entire event.
Well, they made you take a photo for
yeah. Oh, so that's where we get it. Oh.
Yeah. So it was really annoying because I was really hoping that I'd get more than like 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, you guys will get a chance to get it ahead of time, and you'll get so much candy, and then you only get 2?
I know.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's I remember that it was like the whole promotional say Raffle is gonna be available in the Safari Zone, even though it's some Go Battle Lake and yada 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 this. Where's the spawns, boy? Where's the spawns?
Like, yeah, I don't know if they were just worried that people were gonna be mad that they couldn't shiny hunt. Well, yeah, they couldn't shiny hunt because of Rufflet or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I can think.
Well, I think Star Arabia was going to be on raids for the City Pass. And unfortunately, because it was like, I think it was going to be a 2-star Star Arabia raids in the City Pass. But because we can't go to the Philadelphia, we can't do anything, we are all in quarantine. All of that got canceled for us, even though we do have the badges for both Philadelphia and the City Pass Explorer, which, it's kind of nice to have an extra badge in your inventory for those reasons. It's kind of nice that I actually do have, more badges on my profile. I hated it for the first 2 years of Pokemon Go where I couldn't do anything. And it was just like, I need one at least.
Yeah, it is nice having the badges, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that one that I love the most is the Go Fest, of course. But the Philadelphia one is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, they've been making some good ones, for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, out of all the shiny you didn't get, which one are you the most sad about?
Shiny Sandrew. Or Alolan Sandrew. It was another one where I was actually really looking into getting the getting those shinies. I wanted that blue shiny for such a long time, but unfortunately I did not get it. And I clicked on so many, Just didn't feel like I didn't have the chance to get one. But the event for a lot of us it was going like that. A lot of people didn't get the shinies that they wanted. A lot of people didn't get shinies that they did. And we were all, I think almost everybody in our Discord, everybody in our group play that we were going to go together, got the shinies they wanted, but not some of the shinies they needed. And they were like, what the heck? You know? And it was like, okay, well, some of us has this, some of us got that, some of us got extra. We'll see how the trace goes. Like Heather, which is our Discord leader in our Discord, she didn't get any shiny horsies, and I got like 2 extra, and I'm like, okay. And she has like 0 horsies and all that stuff, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of interesting, you know, when you get one shiny that you want and it's one shiny you don't, you know.
I do feel like we got a really nice spread though.
Yeah.
And it's not like we got like a lot of the shinies of Pokemon we already have. Like imagine getting like 3 Swablues. That would be horrible.
Oh God, no! I'm happy that I only got 1 extra, and that's the only like my Swablu log has been only on eggs. I only hatched the 2 that I have from eggs, and then the third one was just lucky that I got from Safari Zone. That's about it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I wasn't going to worry about Swablu.
Yeah.
The one that I'm kind of sad about though is Seal and Barboach.
Yeah, Seal I didn't get any either.
And that's the only one I'm sad about.
It's kind of sad. I mean, I did play it. I did make the decision to only play on Incest because I wanted to spend it with my mom. I wanted to spend it with the family, and that was the aside from the Safari Zone, the most important thing that I had that day. Of course, if I would have gone to Safari Zone Philadelphia, I would have just called my mom and say, "Hey, we'll go ahead and do a dinner or something later." But Happy Mother's Day again and all that stuff. Unfortunately, fortunately it got canceled. But fortunately, I did spend it with my mom, which usually I am out during the time off. So that's why I really want to pressure a lot of our not our viewers, but our Discord friends to go ahead and do the gameplay on a day that it doesn't fall on Sunday, because everybody likes Sunday. I don't like Sundays. I want Sundays to rest, to play with other people. But of course, things like that happen. But anyways, enough ranting. If not, we're gonna go on for the next hour about Pokemon Go Safari Zone Philadelphia. And once again, I'm gonna say hi to the chat. Manolito, Manny, thank you very much for joining us. Rod T, what's up? How's it going? That boy, which I actually BD, has actually subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. And and of course, Gaming Summit and everybody else who's already been here. Thank you so much for coming and listening to the podcast. All right, let's check. This is shiny. No, it's not shiny. I can already tell before I even click it.
You never know.
All right, so next in our list of announcements, we have what's called the Snubull Limited Research. I wanted to say more, but unfortunately, I feel like I was going to spoil the next part of our research topics there. But let me go ahead and just talk about Snubull Limited Research first. So, Chris, this is what we experienced on Saturday of last weekend. And this was an announcement all in all together, because we didn't know what's going to happen until like probably 3 or so days before the event actually started. This was announced on May 5th. And the throwback challenge isn't all that is instant happening this month, just like I said in Pokemon Go Live post. The Snubull Limited Research started on Saturday, May 9th May 9, 2020, of course, from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. local time. And you can enjoy Snubull Limited Research through special time research stacks with more than 50 tasks, rewarding encountering with Snubull, and you'll have plenty of chances of catching this fairy type Pokemon. If you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny one. Now, Chris, before we move on to more parts of the research topics, how did you feel about this limited research special?
I think it's a very good idea. I think it didn't feel like it was a fully planned out one, but it was a great addition.
Right.
I think it was a test, to be honest, for future events.
Okay. All right.
And it turned out really well. I do like it though.
Yeah, definitely. So they did mention 50 time research tasks. Each one of the research tasks, every time that you encounter in Pokemon, it's gonna be a Snubull. So you had almost close to 50. It wasn't all 50, but I know for sure it was close to 50 encounters with Snubull. I want to say maybe 10 less than what it is, because some of them rewarded Pokeballs and all that stuff. But then it was just Snubull after Snubull after Snubull. you guys, if you guys were seeing my shiny collection from the Safari Zone, I did see that you guys did see that I have 3 Snubulls. One of them evolved to Grumble. But yeah, I got 3 shinies throughout the event out of the 50 tasks that you get and the X amount of encounters you were looking for. A lot of people actually were. Not a lot of them got like super amazing odds on it. The odds on Snubull weren't like raised entirely for shinies, right?
I don't know what the odds were, but I mean they definitely were raised. I don't think I saw that many people that didn't get at least one shiny.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I think there was only one person in our Discord that only got non-shinies in their account, which was surprising.
Yeah. Because I was going to say I got one, and it was like halfway through the event. So I was like,
Yeah, I got mines pretty quickly, and that's because I was trying to run through them, and I knew there were easy shinies or easy tasks to get, so it wasn't too bad to go through them. Now, the first 10 research that you do will be the same as the last 10 that you do. So it's like 20 research in total, but 50 in regards of it, just because of the many research that you have to complete it, of course, between time of it. 20 steps. Technically, they didn't tell you how many steps it were. They just knew it after some investigation. And then, after like probably 4 or 5 steps on research, I got the first shiny. I was happy because I wanted to complete the family. I was even happier when I got the hundo.
Yeah. One of my buddies got a hundo right next to me, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, no, I was actually pretty happy about it. I think I might power up this for Ultra, but that's how it is.
I think perfect for Ultra is like 10, 15, 15. But that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't remember what ranking it is for 15, 15, 15.
Yeah, definitely. So it wasn't too bad. It was actually a nice little like takeaway from it. Although I did feel like it was too convoluted with everything else that was going on the weekend, especially the Safari Zone. Luckily, our game day was the day after, so it wasn't affecting us. But I know a lot of other people were saying, I gotta do this plus the Safari Zone plus this, but if you actually do the research, there wasn't like too much to do in regards of doing it, with other people. There was a solo mission, which a lot of the researchers has been since the world pandemic. But if you just basically start catching Pokemon and things like that, you can basically finish the research under an hour if you do it like pretty quickly.
I think one of them was for fighting.
Battle Ladder Trainer. Yeah, that wasn't.
But you can do that, using the Go Battle League if it's not down.
Yeah, definitely. You can also no, it was Battle Trainer, so you can also QR code anybody you wanted to play if you talk to anybody in your Discords or your Facebook groups or anything like that. So it wasn't too bad, like I said, but I just feel like I were trying to put in too much convoluted stuff into the weekend. We already had too much to do. But I think that was to comply with the people who were not having the Safari Zone experience. People who didn't get the tickets, they didn't purchase anything, they didn't do anything like that, or they did past research or past Safari Zones, and they were not doing technically anything this weekend for that regard.
So they didn't feel like they were missing out, you mean?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that was their point. They were coming across when they made the announcement of the special limited research for them. Now, was Snubull the best to you as a research limited since the shiny was already out? What do you think?
I think so.
But as you said, Chris, you said that it was like a test, like something that they wanted to test out for future events, probably, right?
Yeah, because I think what they're doing right now, I mean, like, look at Abra Day. I think it was Abra. Which actually, I was confused why we weren't getting like a bunch of Pokeballs from our buddy during the event. Because I thought they were going to bring that back too.
Definitely.
For Safari Zone. But I honestly think they're trying to test a bunch of new features. Like maybe we're probably going to be doing the research days, but like have a bunch of research that we don't have to spin for. And then we can get some extra ones that we can spin for maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I do feel like they are trying to test something out specifically for, future events. I mean, if you think about it, you only have probably 2.5 months left before the anniversary of Pokemon Go. The 4th year, finally.
That's going to be great.
That's going to be fun. And that's going to be interesting on what they're going to do now that Golf Fest is technically canceled. It's going to be fun to see how things are going to go through. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a worldwide experience. No matter where you are, what you're doing, or how are you playing, you are going to experience Golf Fest in your hometown. But
I think they might make it free too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely have my sources open up to see if I can get in some extra secret UC information. But please, Ken, don't kill me. No, I won't do that. We're not affiliated with Niantic, but we'll work with whoever needs to work to announce anything for the next few days or the next few weeks. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm not clicking on that Chikorita because I don't want a shiny Chikorita.
Come on, get the shiny on screen.
Okay, it's not shiny. Thank God. Hey, I got the shinies, I got the Hundo, I got PvP ready ones. I'm done. Picasso, thank you very much, Derp. All right, so I did wanted to stop myself on not actually reading the entire blog post because the second part of that blog post was technically the next research topic that we're going to talk about right now, and that is the Incense Day for Water types and Dark type Pokemons. So listen to this, Chris and everybody else on the podcast. On Sunday, May 17, 2020, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time, you can enjoy an Incense Day event featuring Water-type Pokemon and Dark-type Pokemon, notably Carvanha. During this time, Incense will attract more Carvanha, and you could even encounter a shiny one if you're lucky. An event-exclusive 1 PokeCoin bundle featuring 3 Incense will also be available in the pickup in the shop. So, in addition to Carvanha Pokemons I completely messed up that blog part. In addition to Carvanha, thank you, Pokemon of different types will be attracted by Incense. The type of Pokemon attracted by the Incense will shuffle every hour between Dark and Water types. During hours that feature Water type Pokemon, you might encounter Horsea, Typal, and more. If you're lucky on your side, a Alomola might appear. When Dark type Pokemon attract by your Incense, you might find Murkrow, Sableye, and others. And if you're incredibly lucky, you could encounter Scraggy. So they also gave us the time period for each one of the types of Pokemon that we're going to have, from 11 to 12 water types, 12 to 1 dark types. Now, and that goes on, returning 1 hour each of the types until 5 p.m., which is the end of the event. Please be aware of your surroundings and follow guidelines from local health authorities when playing Pokemon Go. They're basically saying, please play at your convenience. So, yeah. Chris, what do you think about this second Incense Day that we're having?
It's amazing, and it's on my birthday.
Hey, so there you go. Woohoo! Next weekend. Actually, it's this weekend, right?
Technically.
Yeah,
right?
it's this Sunday. It's this coming Sunday. Yeah, this coming Sunday.
That works for me.
Yeah, definitely. So, Chris's birthday, and it's going to be Incense Day. So basically, we're gonna run a incense every hour. Luckily, incense are lasting an hour for everybody, since the bonuses don't end until the 20 days from now. So it's kind of nice. And you can start.
How late does it go?
20 days. So I'm guessing the end of the month.
No, I meant the Incense Day.
Oh, so Incense goes from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time.
Okay. Because I was wondering if we could do it on the stream, but I guess not.
We could. Well, not really. No, we couldn't.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, we'll definitely be talking about it if Chris is available to podcast that day.
Woo-woo. I should be.
Just want to make sure we don't ruin your special day, you know. I'm pretty sure somebody got planned something. Although everything's closed, so we really can't do anything right now, so.
Basically.
Hey, might as well do a birthday stream right there, you know.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get them birthday subs.
Yeah, I know, right? Now, Mr. Affiliate. I hate you.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Let's get back on the train there. So, Carvanha and Scraggy. Carvanha has already been a shiny release in Pokemon Go, and it's a beautiful shiny. I wish I had it. I don't. So, this is going to be nice to actually get. And then, of course, Scraggy is the more notable one of the Dark-type Pokemons, because finally we'll be able to get a Scraggy outside of Go Battle League. Thank you, Niantic. And this is a thank you of finally Niantic.
I can't tell you how many Scraggies I've traded, and I've got horrible, horrible IVs from it. So,
but I only got probably 2 or 3. I can't remember. Hold on, let me check my inventory. Scraggy. I only have 2, and they were from Go Battle Lake, of course. Horrible IDs. I need lucky friends to trade with people because we need lucky Scraggies. But yeah. Oh, thank you for responding to that. But yeah, Scraggy, Carvana, they're kind of interesting Pokemons. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be other Pokemon spawning since they actually did mention that water types and dark types were gonna spawn in all around. So you will have a lot of shiny possibilities in the works. So it wouldn't be too bad. Although I don't think I want a Alomomola hatching or getting anytime soon.
No.
Okay, before we get into the next segment of this podcast, I've been hatching 10Ks.
Mm-hmm.
The last 4, 5, 10Ks I hatched. Do you know what I've been hatching? Do you know?
Shinx.
No. Well,
really?
that would have been actually more fun. I mean, okay, yeah, I've been hatching a couple of Shinx. But the last 5 eggs, the last 5 10K eggs I've been getting, Phoebus.
Oh, yeah?
Niantic?
Yeah, me on the other hand, I've been getting some Gibbles, boy. I've been getting some Gibbles.
Niantic, if you're listening to the podcast, if anybody else it's affiliated with Niantic or something, please, can you please tell them to get Phoebus at 10K eggs? I don't want any more Phoebus. Every single Phoebus I hatch, they're horrible at least 1. 2, they're not shiny. 3, they're just a waste of a 10K. They're just, I know Milotic is like a good Pokemon for a lot of different things, rates and all that stuff, but it's not just any good anymore. We have other priority Pokemons out there. I want Gibbles, I want Riolus. I don't care if they're Riolus in 10Ks. I wish they weren't, but we have other chances since it's a baby Pokemon. But please give me something else, and please do not give me another fish Pokemon. That's why I don't want Alomomola in the egg points anymore. What's up?
You want to know something? I still haven't gotten a shiny Phoebus on my own.
Okay, all right, that's reasonable.
10Ks or the wild. Do you know how many events we've had?
Yeah.
Do you know how many
like
events
4 or 5?
we've had?
And that's with the that shiny research day that happened. Although you gotta say that the first one was actually kind of like when they announced it.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised on the odds for Phoebus, and it felt like it was a lot lower, but I think that's because that was like the first event I didn't get a shiny on.
Yeah, I mean, I got my 2 shinies. I got one in my lottery. I think I traded the other one, so I need another one for the family again. But still, I mean, I just don't want Phoebus in 10Ks, especially after an event where you saw Phoebus everywhere. I'm just like, I don't want any more. Please, just don't want any more 10Ks with Phoebus on it.
It's the new trap.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what the heck? But yeah, I just wanted to get out of my system because the only things I've been getting at 10Ks has been Phoebus, Shinx, and nothing else really at this point. Although the ones for Safari Zone, the 2K eggs, they were spawning Dinos, they were spawning Axews, a lot of different Pokemons actually. A lot of Pokemons that you only definitely see in 2K or in 10Ks, and they're like rare as it is. Like before we started this podcast, and actually this morning, I did hatch a Dino, which was pretty nice.
That is nice.
Yeah, pretty nice. And I think Mystic 7 hatched an Axew in his video for the Safari Zone. So
Ooh.
The one reason that I actually asked you, Chris, to actually get me some eggs, because I knew there was hatching some good Pokemons out there.
Was it from a 2K?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't get any eggs because obviously I wasn't really hatching.
Mm-hmm.
I should have done that.
Yeah.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah, that's the reason why I asked for a restock on eggs, because I needed at least. I think I have a couple left from the event itself. I've just been hatching it out of one incubator, of course. I have this one, that one, 2. So I got 3 eggs from yesterday's event, which, since they have the tag from Safari Zone, they could catch some, nice, interesting Pokemons out of the end. So it wouldn't be too bad to see what exactly comes out. I mean, I even hatched an Absol, which unfortunately Absol has been another 10K Pokemon I've been hatching a lot for. So yeah, it's nice. So I'll see how my luck goes. If you guys follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you will see the posts happening. But yeah, it's nice to see some changes. Now, that's usually a lot of things that we talked about. Now let's go to some miscellaneous news real quick, and then talk about the big announcement that has everybody going crazy. So before that, of course, we do have Raid Hour back. They actually announced it as remote raid back. Wednesdays from 6 to 7, right? From 6 to 7, we are actually having, of course, legendary raid backs back for 1 hour. The first one, of course, had to be Giratina Alter Form, which at this point I am tired of seeing. If I didn't have the shiny.
Surprised.
What?
I'm kind of surprised they went with it because it's one of the harder raids, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one of the things that unfortunately a lot of people, I've been actually hearing a lot of people talk about is that remote raiding is a thing right now, but you cannot invite your friends yet. Okay, yeah, Mr. Shiny there.
Just got it today.
Yeah, I saw you. Yeah, okay. So the invitation part of the remote rating hasn't really come out yet. So, and it's actually in the works, and a lot of people are saying the Dynamiter side actually implemented, their APK, which we will not talk about today's podcast, but if you guys want to talk about it, we'll definitely be talking about it in social media. But the invitation program of the remote raid passes is actually almost there. It has probably one or few more things before it actually pushes out live into the game, which hopefully is going to be this week because we really do need it. But it will be like, hey, Chris, you how many gyms can you see from your house right now?
I think I can see like 3.
Okay. So if you have a raid there, you can just go ahead and be like, hey, you want to do this raid with me? I'm like, sure. Things like that. The only time I'm able to see any gyms is when I'm at work. And then after that, I come back to home, and as you can see, I ain't got nothing. So you're going to be my man for raids for the next few invitations for sure, Chris.
Yeah, I'm hoping they add it because I thought they were going to add it, and I've heard some talk about it, but you never know,
Yeah, definitely. So once we establish our Discord, we'll get some invitations going, of course, but for sure we are trying to get that going. If we do talk a little bit more, of course. But invitations, Niantic, I know that you're working hard. That's why I'm not pressuring it. But please, we need it so badly. so badly.
Very nice. Very nice.
I know a lot of the world is coming out of quarantine this last few weeks or this last week or so. So I know it's getting there, but we're still technically, want to be safe. And Niantic has done an amazing job at keeping it safe. So I know you're working hard, Niantic. I'm not pressuring to go to release a invitation program which doesn't work for you guys. So work hard, do it as
do it ASAP. No, I'm joking.
All right. Well, you heard the man. You heard the boy. All right. Well, let's go ahead and say hi to the chat one more time before we continue on to the most convoluted topic of today's one for sure. So we have Donald Trump. Thank you very much for coming by to my stream once again. And then Derp, thank you so much for coming around. I know I'm famous now. I got the Donald Trump here, If you guys don't know, in the podcast world, my stream, it goes with somebody who's actually impersonating him. So do thank you, but we'll move on before we get into more things. So the most convoluted information about what we're gonna be talking about next, and that is, Chris, the PokeCoin system. I almost messed that one up. So I know. Hold on. Keep your breath down because I understand you want to talk about this. And I know you have a lot of strong points about this. But let's go ahead and run about the information that Pokemon Go has actually given us about the PokeCoin system. Machamp? Nope. Okay. So, trainers, as they say in their Pokemon Go blog. Right now, the only way to earn PokeCoins is defending gyms. But since Pokemon Go's release, we added features that has vastly changed the way you play. In addition, with more trainers playing at home, we're looking to provide more ways for you to earn PokeCoins while playing in one place. So in the future, where we're rewarding you with PokeCoins for activities besides defending gyms. We'll soon be testing this update only in trainers in Australia, and it will be coming to all trainers after this testing phase. Hold on. In order to balance the new method of earning PokeCoins, the number of PokeCoins earned from defending gyms will be reduced from 6 per hour to 2. The maximum number of PokeCoins you can earn in a day will be increased to 55. Hold on. Here are some of the daily activities you might see. Complete the feature activities to each day to receive 5 PokeCoins. Okay. Make an excellent throw. Evolve a Pokemon. Make a great throw. Use a berry to help catch a Pokemon. Take a snapshot of your body. Catch a Pokemon. Power up a Pokemon. Make a nice throw. Transfer a Pokemon. And win a raid. And then to finish up, during this initial rollout in Australia, we'll be collecting feedback and perform additional testing based on the results. Thank you for your continued support, and we look forward to providing with this update to all trainers once testing is complete. Please stay tuned for official channel updates.
Nice and easy, right, guys? Nice
and easy. Yeah. So let me get first to the story of this, and I know you want to say this. I know you're raging to say something. So the story behind this is, the moment you read this blog post, when they first came out, you think that, okay, they're reducing the gym's way of doing things to earn less PokeCoins for more hours in the gym, which is, okay, well, that's whatever, you know. But if you think about it, reducing 5 to 2 actually means that you have to go over 24 hours in a gym just to earn your initial 50 coins. But that's only the first part of this announcement. The second part of this announcement was saying you must complete the task to earn 5 PokeCoins. Now, when we all read that for the very first time, and I have one myself to blame for this, you would think that each one of the tasks will actually award you 5 Pokemons each. However, that is not the case. And the case is that you have to complete all 10 tasks to earn 5 PokeCoins only. So if you read it correctly this time around and you reread what they said, meaning that the only way to earn PokeCoins is to complete those tasks and do that gym, you can only earn up to 55 PokeCoins per day. Only 55 Pokemons per day.
I mean, like, that's not even the part that annoys me.
All right. So now that we actually got that out of the way and how everything is being, going diluted on that, Chris, go ahead.
Okay. So, people like throwing their Pokemon into gyms and not having to worry about any PokeCoins, They just throw them into random gyms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what if somebody kicks them out, like, an hour later? How much you gonna get now? How much is it? Like 6 coins now? Oh, yippee! I get 6 coins.
Actually, every 2 hours you gain
6 per hour, so 18.
I think you get 2 PokeCoins every 2 hours.
Oh my gosh, man, that's so little.
Yeah.
6 per hour to 2.
Yep.
Yeah, so you'd only get 6 PokeCoins after 3 hours.
So if you actually add it up and do a little bit of math, you have to go over 24 hours, so around 25 or 26 hours to gain the full 50 PokeCoins.
It's not worth it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're legit telling you, hey guys, we're making it possible for you to get more PokeCoins, but they're making it so you earn your money, like, a lot slower. They didn't just remove it by a half. They made it a third as fast. So you have to put your Pokemon into 3 times the amount of gyms to make the same amount of money. Oh my gosh.
All right. So I understand that frustration, and trust me, I was actually getting to that point too. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time you actually see Mr. Trigger pleased to actually be Trigger in the stream. So hear me out. So this is what I've been hearing from different podcasters and different people, and this is how it's been to the compilation. This is how the rage of the internet has actually come, and the community has divided itself. probably 10% division, but I'm pretty sure that there is only a few amount of us that understand. Now, when I actually heard the Lura podcast, which is Ken Pescator's podcast and Adam Tassel, they talk about, okay, this may be a good thing. Why? And let me tell you why. And this is what they said. The reason why the gym system needs a rework is because nobody wants to do them anymore. Nobody will really. The only time you ever put a Pokemon on a gym is when there's enough space, or if there's a gym that has just one left space on it and things like that. You will only go to the gyms that you are required to unless there is a raid on it, and then just put up whatever Pokemon you see. Other than that, nobody really cares about taking down the gym anymore. Nobody cares. Chris, can you tell me last time you actually went to a gym just to take it down to put a Pokemon on it?
To be fair, a few of my friends don't like a certain character that is a very popular player in our area.
Right.
And there's a certain Pokemon he always uses. You know who I'm talking about.
I know. But we're not going on that. But aside from that, have you remembered the last time you actually just go to a gym and just put a Pokemon there because you wanted to take it down?
I do not fight gyms. Okay. I think it's a waste of time.
So
honestly, that's
why we need this kind of rework. Now, this is the other side of the coin for us, trigger people. The way that you have to run so many gyms to get just enough PokeCoins, that's why you want to put the max amount of Pokemons in gyms. That's why you want to go out and actually say, hey, I'm going to put 5 Pokemons in 5 gyms this today. If you do get, enough hours in each one of the gyms, you'll get your 50 without even having to go the full 24 hours or the full 25 hours. You have to see it. That's the scale of how people are also seeing it. If you if you don't use the feature for what it's intended to, then how about we make it a way for people to make it possible to do it? Now,
I can see that.
Yeah, so I think I see the reasoning, yet it's not best interested for the player right now.
What I've heard a lot from a lot of people, though, too? I listened into Jiggly Dad last night, and he made a really good point. It looks like they're trying to make you play the game more.
Yes.
Look at how much there is to do in the game, constantly. To do everything in the game, he said it would take hours to do every daily thing, opening gifts, doing the quests,
definitely
doing the daily raid, which isn't a problem. It's not a problem. It's just when you make it required for the free-to-play players, to get their monthly box for the community day. Yeah. That's the only time I think people really get annoyed.
Definitely. So that's.
But I do like your point about making people fight the gyms more.
Right. For the free-to-play players, that is a slap to the butt. I can tell you that much. And that is, I said 2 sides of a coin. The free-to-play players are basically in half of that right there. Now, there are some instances where people say, okay, the list, it's interesting. If you actually do everything on the list, you can finish it in a day. That's not a problem. The only one that people are actually talking about is the winner raid one. And why spend technically your free raid pass and or a premium raid pass for a gym raid just to earn the extra 5 PokeCoins? So that is what other people are saying. Why monetize that point? Everything else is free. Everything else that you can do in the game, you literally can do it sitting at home if you needed to. If you change that, if you change the winner raid task to, let's say, battle a player, then it becomes a free player experience.
Oh yeah.
Now, of course, everybody that has played this game since the beginning and actually has experienced the whole, 100 PokeCoins. It went to 50. We were all angry about it, pissed, whatever it is that it comes down to it. But we adapted. We understood that Pokemon Go has to run in some way or form in a monetary way.
Yeah.
We understood the 50, and we understood we could do it. It was kind of sucky that you only get 50 from just one Pokemon returning, if that's the only thing you actually get. If you get more than that, you only get 50 per day. We understand that. We understood that. We went past it. we were done with it. We don't care. But this in itself has actually said, you're reducing the way that free-to-play players can actually earn PokeCoins. One, you're making it harder for us to just earn even an extra PokeCoin. Two, and you're making us do so many tasks to amplify that you're gonna earn an extra 5 PokeCoins. That's just like 3 strikes and you're out. Like you understood. You understood that the way that you announced this was not the best way. And I understand Pokemon Go has to make money somehow. It has made billions since its release. It have made more than enough to make the game expand to worlds unknown since the very first day of Pokemon Go. It's just not the right way to do it if you want to really reward the players for a way of actually doing everything. Now, let's say, okay, Wizards. Let's go to Wizards Unite. If you go to Wizards Unite, you have daily tasks. And those daily tasks, if you do all of them, you gain 10 extra coins on your inventory. Those are coins that you can get for free. I understood that maybe that was the only way to earn coins in the game, aside from either expending some extra money or anything like that. But it's an extra 10, from doing probably 5-6 tasks at best.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like 10 minutes of gameplay.
10 minutes of gameplay, unless you have to go to a fortress, some things like that, which people can actually do at night now. It doesn't really matter. So, if you, I know they're taking it maybe a piece of Wizards Unite when it comes down to this. It just feels like it wasn't the right way of announcing it. It wasn't the right way of adding an extra. Like if it was 10 extra coins, I can understand. For all 10 tasks, maybe 1 PokeCoin each, that is understandable. But only 5 for 10 tasks that you will require you to spend a good hour or so to do them, I don't know. I don't see that happening. I think the feedback has actually raised for that point, and it's just not worth it. It doesn't feel worth it. If you don't do one of the tasks, you won't earn anything, and I'm not sure if you're gonna get like partial credit for anything like that. So I don't know. It just feels interesting to say.
Yeah, I think everyone sees it as a cash grab right now.
Yeah.
And obviously they need to make money, but I don't know. I think everyone's just on edge right now.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think we'll get used to it. Honestly, though, I am very annoyed.
Definitely. Now, Niantic is very well aware probably of everything that has happened since the announcement on it. And I know that the coin way of earning is, over the top. Especially because, again, we come from a world where 100 PokeCoins was a thing for the first 7 or so months since before the gym rework. And that was nice. And we adapted for the 50 coins. We adapted and say, hey, it's not too bad. I mean, a little extra work, but, it is what it is. I myself consider, I don't take out gyms. Unless they're like super low and things and there's nothing else to do at the moment. I go to a gym, I take it down, yada, yada, yada. And, I earn, and you can see it in today's view now. I earned 18 coins from having my Tyranitar there for a couple hours. Since like 4 or so ago, since I was actually just putting Pokemons in gyms when I was driving by. And that's it. That's all I really do. If there's a spot open, I'll put a Pokemon in there. If not, too bad, so sad. You can't do anything about it. Because there's just not enough time in my day to actually go and, get some raids on or get some gyms out of the way. It's just not there yet. And either that or the gym reward system has to come soon for it. To make it just a better way. Now, this will be the second type of rework that gym system will have. It's just maybe expanding it a little bit and giving us just a little extra reward for the hard work that we do. That it's not overly tasky, overly homeworky in that regard, So.
Yeah, if they made it a little bit higher than 50, I heard a lot of people say 75 at least, but.
That may be cutting it too much. Yeah, that may be cutting it too much into the free-to-play players than, the people who actually grind the game every day.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to hear from everybody out there that's listening to the podcast. If you are triggered by this, hence, my co-host Trigger, If you are triggered or somehow has kind of information about what your thoughts about this, please make sure that you email us at the purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. Tweet at us. We are on Twitter. Pure Let It Go. Chris is your handle.
Yeah, it's at Christo0517.
Yes. So again, we want to hear from you. We want to see what is your intakes on this Pokemon Go rework and anything else that you would really discuss on the podcast. But this is the major one that we want to share for all of you right now. All right. So we don't have much left on this podcast. We actually rented out a little more than it is. But we are going to get into our PvP section because we do have to get a little more information when it comes down to it. So season 2, or I'm sorry, get good or get wrecked. PvP section, here we go. All right, so season 2 of Go Battle League has officially started today. Now, since we talked about it in the last podcast, we did say that there is, the delay and everything. It's finally here. The announcements are there. The dates are correct. So, Great League will be running from May 11th to June 1st, which is over like 3 or so weeks, which is kind of nice. Ultra League is running from June 1st, June 22. Master League, June 22 to July 6. And as we discussed it, the Premium Cup will be running alongside the Master League. And then all 3 leagues plus the Premier Cup will be from July 6 to July 13, which is a couple of days before the the anniversary of it. Then after that, they technically already discussed the Season 2. So I got to rank 8. I got my Elite Charge TM, which was nice. I wish I had the rank 10 avatar poses and everything. But, as I mentioned before, I really don't feel like it's needed right now. I'll get one if I get one, and I'll go through the ranks if I get through the ranks. Chris, what about you? What did you feel that Season 1 and Season 2 finalized here?
I ended up getting to Season 9, but I ended it at a little bit under 9, which is fine. I still need to claim my Elite TM. Don't forget to do that, guys.
And if you actually run Stat Piece, you actually get extra Stardust.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
okay, I didn't think you did.
That is a thing. People were getting like 150,000 Stardust from it. Yeah, so run your Star Pieces. Make sure you do that. But if you're listening to the podcast, I'm sorry I didn't announce it a little bit earlier. Either way, that is season 2 of Go Battle League. I'll start doing my matches, but I will not stress about it. I feel like I will just do it if I have to, but I will. The only thing that I will stress about is getting to rank 8. After that, anything will go.
Yeah, it would just be for fun till I get to 9.
Yeah,
and then if I get to 9, and then I'll be taking it seriously for sure.
Definitely. All right, and for the last few minutes here, Chris, can you run down on our late but welcome Forest Cup meta analysis? You go.
Okay, let's do a speed round, guys.
All right.
There's like 4 different types to worry about in the Forest Cup, in my opinion. There's the grasses, there's the fires, there's the ground, and I believe there's another one. I want to say, I'm trying to think of it right now. Mostly, the flyers. The flyers. Okay, there's only 2 flyers, and they're very, very weird. It's like Vespiquen and Mantine. Jumpluff, I wouldn't really count as a flyer, but he kind of does both roles. So, in my opinion, one of the more notable fires is going to be things like Blaziken and Cherim. There are other ones. I've been trying to run Monferno, but it is trash. Do not run Monferno. Cherim is really cool, though, because he gets to Weather Ball really fast. So he can take out a lot of the other grasses.
All right.
He only really has to watch out for Jumpluff because of how thick he is.
All right.
You want a flyer on your team to counter Blaziken. You need a flyer on your team to counter Blaziken.
All right.
And what are some other ones? I guess Kingdra. He doesn't really fit into the typings I said. He's a good generalist.
All right.
Other than that, things like Ferrothorn, I think, because they just resist everything except for the fires. So if you have a good Ferrothorn, definitely use that baby.
All right. So those are some interesting picks. I do want to say that unfortunately I have not actually run myself a Forest Cup, but Chris have actually had the opportunity to play a good few matches
I'm doing bad. I'm doing bad, man.
Yeah, but Forest Cup is there. It's until the end of the month. Make sure you get your tournaments out since the remote rating and QR coding is a thing now. So that's actually pretty nice. Yeah, Forest Cup. I know that we didn't get into full analysis, but I do think that it was worth mentioning. But of course, PvP has been getting a hit back since Go Battle League has just been a rage in the last few months. So definitely check out your Forest Cup, your local Discords, and see if you can get into one. Again, remote rating or remote battling is actually a thing right now. So get out there, or I'm sorry, stay home and actually search where you go to battle. The mega tournaments and everything is a nice thing, and if you want to learn more, guys, I'm pretty sure that Chris can give you some nice tips out there, and we do have a couple of people who will actually give you out some more information, and there's plenty of people out there doing some nice little Forest Cup additions to the thing. So all right, so before we go, I want to say once again thank you very much for everybody who's listening to the podcast. We went a little bit long, so I will have to go see how I can trim it down, but if not, I do want to say once again, thank you. And then, of course, if you want to hear more, and actually I want to hear from you guys, email us, please, to the PurifiedPodcast@gmail.com. You can also text us or voice message us at 941-417-9243. We're also, if you guys want to listen to this podcast outside of YouTube, we are in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and more places to go. So once again, thank you so very much. And Chris, if you want to just say your last words.
Okay. If you want to chat with me, get some, I don't know, PvP advice, catch my stream maybe, just come at me on Twitter at Christo0517. It's been a pleasure chatting with you guys today, and I always love a good stream. There we go.
All right, and I'm definitely see you guys next Sunday. So have a good night, guys. Keep playing Pokemon Go. Keep training. See ya.
Peace.